Let's check out the headlines on the newspapers this morning on Wake Up Nigeria. We start off from the Nation newspaper. The Nation newspaper has this as the major headline: 2 policemen killed during clash with Islamic group in FCT. Again, I did it. CT is here with me.
It's fine, man.
Hi, TT. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I shouldn't have. I apologize.
Some of the headlines are actually quite striking. I can imagine why you got sucked in so quickly.
I just really wanted to... I apologize.
It's okay.
So 2 policemen killed during clash with Islamic group in FCT. We also have 3 policemen critically injured, 3 patrol vans touched. And here we have 52 El Zakzaki's men arrested. On the front page of the Nation newspaper is this: SEC to deploy technology in eradicating unclaimed dividends. Court freezes 32 accounts of individuals, firms linked to August protests. Okonjo-Iweala converses economic policy consistency. $115 million on a fourth terminal ready for inauguration. On the front page of the Nation newspaper, up here we have Dangote Otedola Elumelu back. Federal government's moves to eliminate malaria. All of these stories and more you can find in the Nation newspaper. I wonder which one caught your eye, though.
So I would love a Nigeria where there was no malaria.
Yeah, I know, right?
I would love that. I can remember from when I was younger the campaigns to kick out polio from Africa, and there's so many powerful campaigns, and eventually, over the years, it did have a major impact, even though some of those things still came back, but it wasn't as heavy as it was before. If they can, as a team, work together to eliminate malaria, it would be powerful. Yeah. It would. Now, so a lot of people don't think of malaria as anything here in Nigeria, but if you have malaria abroad, they even quarantine you. They keep you away from people. They treat you like you're about to pass on. Because they take it so seriously, because they, of course, don't have it in their environment like we do. But hopefully, yeah, we'll be watching that story, and hopefully we can eliminate malaria from Nigeria.
Hopefully. So you take the next paper, please.
Yeah, I have the Daily Trust here, and it says, days after killing Emir, bandits abduct over 150 in Gobir, and the story continues on page 4. It says here, 2 cops, trader killed as police Shiites clash in Abuja again. And that has a photo story there on the cover where there are patrol vehicles burnt. Apparently group members came with bombs. Policemen killed. Our members say IMN. Just beneath the major headline there on the left, it says, IG hands over 20 rescued medical students to Unimed and Unijos VCs. And Tinubu, others mourn as Emir of Ninji buried amid tears. Court freezes 32 bank accounts linked to end bad governance protest. There's been a lot of stories going back and forth, in some more of conspiracy sounding post tweets and things like that, talking about that end bad governance protests. And now, once you see that banks are freezing, or court freezing bank accounts, that's also an interesting angle. We are, of course, watching that story closely.
I'm actually thankful that the rescued medical students have been handed over to their school. It shows that they are hopefully on the road to recovery. They'll have to be counseled, and it's actually a process. And, well, I can't imagine what it is they would have gone through. It's sad.
Sad.
Okay, let's take a look at the Guardian newspaper.
Yeah.
The Guardian newspaper has this: foreign exchange execution hitches threaten food waiver policy as farmers kick. The unholy secrecy of National Assembly members' pay package. If you've been looking to see that, you may want to check out the editorial in the Guardian newspaper today. 2 killed in Abuja Shi'ite police clash. Bandits kidnap 150 in Sakwato. Here we also have Serap asks governors Wike to disclose details of Chinese loans. Atiku chides Tinubu over citizens' rights violation. Okonjo-Iweala asks politicians to stop weaponizing insecurity. Again, terrorist strike in Kaduna, kidnap district head, 6 others. Enugu uncovers 2,640 ghost pensioners, begins payment of council pensions. Also on the front page of the Guardian newspaper is this: Tunisian president reshuffles cabinet, replaces 19 ministers ahead of election. Now, all of these stories and more you can find in the Guardian newspaper today.
And there's an interesting photo story there, too.
Yes.
It shows High Chief Olabi Salis, I believe that is. I'm trying to read that. It's a bit faint. And apparently he's at the North and South Poles and urges Africans to extol their roots. That's an interesting thing. One of those things you would love to see one of these days. You know, when you eventually go on your travels, seeing a place like the North Pole. Apparently, watches start going funny when you get to the North Pole because of the magnetic issues that you find at the places like that. So many different places that are not so explored by humans. And people are already going to space.
I actually hope someday to be able to travel the world. Is on my bucket list. At least 2 countries in every continent.
Oh, okay.
Visit, explore.
Yeah.
Because I love knowing about other people's cultures. I love knowing about, you know,
different
what
languages.
their lives really are. So I've read a lot of books. I think it's time for me to see
for yourself.
For myself.
All right, now if you're going on that trip and you need the company, just let me know. We'll go together. But at this point, we have to wrap it up on the headlines in the dailies. Yes. And then, of course, hand it over to MM and Mike.
In the kitchen.